Hey, good morning. It is May 8th. We are just, just a couple of weeks away, a few weeks away from wrapping things up. Um, all right, I've got a lot, so I'm just gonna kind of dive right in and go from there. Let's first dive into the calendar, and then a couple of highlights, and then I'll share what I learned at church. All right, here we go. All right, this week we've got some student shadows. This week, we got a busy week. All right, so we've got student shadows today. We've got the high school jazz band, and our middle school jazz band elective is also playing tonight at the concert. So how awesome is that? We've got some Zooms, one for each trip. For seventh graders, you're tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, and we're going to talk about the Black Hills. On Wednesday, sixth graders, we're going to talk about Camp Idrahaji and that trip. And then for our fifth graders, current fifth graders, these are all your current grades, by the way. We're going to talk about the sixth grade trip to Estes Park and Rocky Mountain. All right? Eighth graders, you've got your own things. DC folks, you've got your big giant stuff about Discovery Week and all your those go all over the world, right? So those are separate from us. This Wednesday, if you are singing in the national anthem, and it is not too late to sign up, and I highly recommend it. It's really cool. I'm sure you are sitting around someone or somebody's that have done it before. It's actually really cool. I don't know, there's like 40 of you signed up so far. There's practice this Wednesday and next Wednesday at 8:15. And I'm guessing that's going to be down in the elementary music room. Okay, so this week, Wednesday at 8:15 to 8:35. And then next week, Wednesday at 8:15 to 8:35. All right? And then Peter Pan, the K8 theater production, that is this Friday at 7 p.m. is this Friday. And then I know there are some productions on Saturday, and those are at, it looks like, 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. All right, your cleanup crew, Malia, Levi, Ava, Andrew, Maranatha, and Isabella. Those are your cleanup crew. All right, I think that's a busy week, but I think that is it. I think that's it. Yep, I believe that's kind of the highlights. Speaking of highlights, transition. Choir was this past Saturday at Stanley Lake High School. You might have seen pictures on Instagram that they sent out or they posted. They got an excellent rating. 7-8 choir got an excellent rating at the festival at Stanley Lake. And then they got to go spend the rest of the day at Elitch Gardens together, and there was some super fun pictures. Way to go, gang. I'm proud of you. That's awesome. And way to go, Miss Nacarado. You rocked it. So way to go, team. That is so cool. Way to represent well. And then another highlight last week, Friday, was our 8th grade day away. I just heard nothing but great things. I heard you all just represented DC well. Lance loved being around you. Just really enjoyed your company, and you were just awesome. You represented us so well and had a great time. And then I also heard that hanging out together and opening your letters from your teachers was also really, really a special thing. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad you had an opportunity to do that together. That's great. All right, speaking of 8th grade, some of you have emailed me your pictures. I need you to upload those into the link. If I get 80 emails of pictures, I'm going to lose those. I need those. I need you to follow the link and upload. They are due no later than the end of school this Friday. I am not going to be checking I never check my email over the weekend, but I'm not going to be checking my email over the weekend. So if you do not get them in this Friday, you will not be in that video. And it's a cool video. We show it at the 8th grade celebration, then I send it out to everybody. So you have kind of an archive there of your group. So please follow the link and post those videos, those two pictures, a baby picture and a recent picture, into the drive. Okay, again, don't email me and don't go past May 12th. Okay, that's this Friday. Do email those into the Google Drive and do get them in before. I've got a ton already and I'm starting to build the video, so that's great. Got word that our yearbooks are on the way. They should be here any day now, so we will find time to get an opportunity to sign those and all that good stuff. Let's see, electives. I was going to send the electives out soon, actually, but I got a few requests from some teachers that want to kind of pause that because they want to retool their elective. So I'm going to honor that, and we'll just send them out towards the end of the summer like we did in the past. That way the teachers can really dial those in before we send them out. And then last thing, there's a summer camp video out talking about all the summer camps. I'm going to attach it to the email in this, in the email that I send out to everybody. All right. So you're going to see a summer camp video in the link in this email. All right, church. Let me move on here. All right. I'm already at 7 minutes, so I got to kind of go here. So it was 1 Peter. This one really struck a chord with me. It is something that I've been just sort of pounding on. I've been talking to you quite a bit over the last few years about the value of a church community, the value of being in the building, in a church building with a community of believers. Yes, I can watch it online. Yes, from my own living room. Yes, I can listen to a podcast. Yes, that is true. It is not the same. You will never convince me that it's the same. It's not the same. There's value in that. It's awesome. You're fed. You hear the word. Yes, there's value in that. But it is not the same as attending. So Pastor Joel was on 1 Peter 2, 4 through 10. And there's a couple of key verses. By the way, there was a trivia in church. Do you know what Peter means? The word Peter means? I'll tell you at the end of my message here. I hope I don't forget. Okay. Think about, was there ever a time you didn't feel like you belonged? Or maybe a time when you felt like you really belonged? Those are two questions. I'm guessing you can think of when you didn't belong, when you have felt left out. And in the day of social media, when you can look on Snapchat and see where all your friends are, and all of a sudden there's a group of dots together and you're not there, man, that stings. It stings. It just does. That's one of the zillions of unfortunate things about social media. Peter is writing to a group of people who were deeply faithful, who loved Jesus. But because of that, they were left out. And this is back in the time when there was only a few thousand believers. So the number that he used in church was 1/10 of 1%. That's a small number, right? So 1 out of the 99.9, right? That 0.01 was a believer. Everybody else wasn't. So they couldn't go to temple. They couldn't do anything because they didn't worship the gods, lowercase g, not their own God. Okay, so they were feeling left out. So what Jesus said, what God said is, I have a place for you. I have a community for you. He is talking about you. and me. The church is God's thing. The church is God's thing. And he says, I have a place for you to belong. It's called a church. It's called a church. You should go there. You're feeling left out from your friends because you don't have the right shoes or the backpack or the right socioeconomic status or whatever, and you're feeling left out. That's fine. You don't need that stuff. That doesn't define you. That doesn't make who you are. God says, walk into my church. There are a group of believers that I am asking you to come sit around. Be there with those people. And you know what? They're counting on you too. When they walk in, they're not walking into an empty church. They're walking into a church that has you in it. That's what he's talking about. You can't just say, it's not for me. No, you can't do that. God is saying no. God is saying, get into church. Get with a group. Get with a body of believers. The analogy that Pastor Joel used was absolutely awesome. A stone, just a rock, in and of itself, just sitting there on the side of the road is just a rock. It's all by itself. But a rock or a stone put together with a whole bunch of other stones can build a church. Literally build the church. So yeah, you might just be just some brick sitting off to the side of the road and you're like, oh, there's a brick. I wonder where that came from. Fell out of a truck. Who knows? It's just sitting there all by itself. Doesn't really look like it has a place to belong. But God says, no. Come here, brick. I'm going to put you with a bunch of other bricks and I'm going to build a church. And it's called the community of believers. And we then have to accept, we're receiving that like God is saying that to us. We then have to accept that and say, I'm in. I want to be a part of that church. I want to be one of the bricks that's going to build that church. He says, you are the living stone. He turns a brick into a living stone. If you're going to have a full relationship with Jesus, then you have to have a full relationship with Jesus's people. That's my challenge. That's the beauty of being here. You're here with a body of believers. Yeah, our faith's all over the place. Some of us are like, I'm not sure that's for me. Some of us are like, I'm all in. This is amazing. Your faith and where you're walking, your journey, it's all over the place. That's okay. But that's okay. Step into the church. Step into the church and be a part of a body of believers. Anyway, that's my challenge to you. Sorry, it went a little long, but I got a little hyped up there. So that's my challenge. Let's do it. All right, so the answer to the trivia question, what does Peter mean? It means rock. So I don't know if you got that right or not, but that's the answer to the question. Peter means rock. All right, love y'all. We will see you in the halls and the classrooms. Be good, make good choices. Bye.